streets now, me. Fuck a pussy nigga, I don't sleep phone.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Georgie, and I'm back today for yet another upload on the And today I'm gonna be continuing my Smogon Classic review series. So last time I uploaded my black and white game versus user Benby. Today I'll be showcasing my ADV Cup round 2 set versus user Luigi. So yeah, I'm not gonna reveal my team right away. I'm just gonna let it play out, and I'll drop bits of important or relevant information as I see fit as the game goes on. So let's just jump right into game 1, boy. Alright, so I lead with Skarm. He leads off with Jolteon. So obviously I'm not trying to eat a Thunderbolt, and I'm not, key point here, I'm not trying to give him a free sub. Yeah, I'm not trying to give him a free sub. He can get the free Baton Pass to scout for my switch, but I'm not giving him a free sub because I have Roar on my Jolteon. So yeah, right away I see Jolteon and I know that thing is a problem. So yeah, I'm just trying to get it out of the way by all means possible, as soon as possible. So I go into my own Jolteon and I get the Toxic off, which is lovely. He hits me with a Thunder Wave, which I was not expecting. So I'm like, okay, if he's packing Thunder Wave, he probably doesn't have sub. So right away my guess is Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Hidden Power, and some other move. So the good thing here is that I get to put him on a timer with Toxic. So Jolteon won't be much of a threat for long unless he has some kind of cleric in the back. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. So I go into Skarm here because 1, no human is gonna Thunderbolt on that turn, first of all. Secondly, as I said, I put him on a clock, so I'm trying to speed that clock up by all means possible. Jolteon is a threat, so why not try to get rid of the threat ASAP? And if I'm getting free turns to do that, why not? So there's no way he was gonna make that read. If he did, I would have to like give this man the utmost of props. Like, there was no way. Anyway, so I get my Skarman on a Hidden Power, which is what I was expecting, or some kind of switch out into some Jolteon fucker. So yeah, get my Skarman. So I have Protect, so I'm gonna burn one more turn of Toxic, which works out perfectly. And here I think I double back into my Jolteon because I'm not trying to eat a Thunderbolt. So yeah, I do that, and he predicts that and goes for a Baton Pass and goes into his Tyranitar. Like, in the moment, I was like, fuck, is that Duck Shield coming? Fuck, did I just give away my Jolteon for free? Did I do it for free? But no, it turns out to just be a pesky Tyranitar, which is indeed pesky and quite it's a pseudo threat, not a huge threat, but it's annoying. So yeah, Tyranitar comes in and I'm like, okay, let's do some scouting. I was expecting Earthquake here, so I went into men's, but he went for sub. So still kind of annoying, but not as bad, seeing that I got the drop off on him before he subbed. So here I'm expecting Rock Slide, because right away if I see sub, I'm assuming, okay, he has Focus Punch. So here I'm expecting one of Rock Slide or Ice Beam. So I get my Salamence out of there, and in comes my Registeel. And as predicted, he went for Rock Slide and did pretty much 0. So here I'm expecting the Focus Punch. So I'm still scouting out the set. So I go to my Gengar here. Boom. So here I'm just dancing around this thing to get into a position where I can get my Skarmory in, and this was the perfect time. Because with a -1 drop, I'm only taking like 20. Yeah, it's So said, yeah, 20%. So I'm like, at least I can get a free, not a free spike. I can get off a spike here. The reason why I didn't protect first to get some lefties was because I had no idea if he had a magneton in the back, or he could have easily went Jolteon there to scare the Skarm off, and I couldn't afford that because I needed spikes as soon as possible, because this team that I'm using works very well when spikes are down. Like, the more pressure I put on my opponent, the more effective. I mean, this should go for all teams, but more so this particular team. Anyways, so I get my spike down, and he went for Focus Punch, which did 29.6, decent damage. So here I can go for the Protect and the lefties gains, because, you know, I just wanted to get at least one spikes down in urgency, so the rest can come whenever they come. So I get another one here as he goes for another Focus Punch. So here I was like, okay, I can't let my Skarm die while this thing is still behind a sub. So here I was just praying that he didn't crit. So I went for the lefties, the 6% here, and then I whirlwind out, I believe, on the next Focus Punch. So this guy was just pounding away, man. He was just loving this moment here. So I was like, yeah, Tyranitar could be a fucking problem. So I whirlwind out and I get a Metagross, which looks like Choice Band. So I'm like, alright, cool, that looks lovely. So I protected to Scout, but he went straight into Starmie to threaten with a Rapid Spin. So I protected again to Scout and get lefties. So I'm like, damn. Alright, the best play here is to go hard at Tyranitar. Why? Okay, so I have a Gengar. Why did I go Tyranitar? Alright, one, Starmie's at 84%. I have 2 layers of spikes down, right? If he were to go for the Hydro Pump and get the 2-hit KO, I would prefer to have that happen, and I keep my layers of spikes because I have Jolteon. Wait, what am I saying? Jolteon is paralyzed. Fuck. Yeah. So, fuck. I made that play actually thinking Jolteon wasn't paralyzed. But good thing it worked out because he went for the Rapid Spin. So I was like, okay, if he goes for Hydro Pump and gets it to a KO, I'd be okay because I have a Jolteon. Actually, no. I am tweaking. I knew Jolteon was paralyzed in the moment because I was like, if he does Hydro Pump and my Tyranitar falls, I'll go Jolteon and pressure him to make the decision of going for the spin and eating a Thunderbolt or getting the fuck out. So I was like, whenever, like, Starmie will never get another chance to spin on me if it's not this turn. This was my frame of thought. So I was like, okay, he either spins now or it's get the fuck out. So he went for the spin. So I'm like, alright, cool. So this should be dead because, one, I live all water moves he could throw at me no matter what he's running because I'm EV for that. So he went for the spin as I go hard Tyranitar. So here I'm just thinking straight pursuit. There was no other play. This is another reason why I have this Tyranitar. To trap, one, primarily Gengar, but Starmie is a good bonus. He was a secondary prey in mind that I had. So here he gets to go into Starmie and get a free spike. So I'm like, alright, I should get my spikes up too. And he was like, okay, let's both get our spikes up. So I'm like, alright, bro, the same thing you just fought for was a fight in vain, because here we are, or here I am, getting my spikes and getting my sweet lefties, and you can't really do much about it. So he goes into Salamence. So I'm thinking he's probably Elements, especially when especially given that he has leftovers. So I'm like, let me scout and see. And then so said so done. Well, not so said so done. He showed Fire Blast because there is the occasional Dragon Dance Fire Blast Salamence, but I was like, nobody's running that in 2017. I mean, people will run it, but the chances are very low. So I was like, I'll take my chances. So I scouted with Fire Blast, and he went for it again. I scouted with Protect, and he went for Fire Blast again. So I was like, alright, I need to get my Gengar in. So let me pivot into my Tyranitar here, eat another Fire Blast, and he would go for Brick Break or Hidden Power Grass, which would be a clean or safe switch in for my Gengar. So yeah, I made that series of play quite eloquently, if I may add. So here, this Salamence should be scared out from an Ice Punch by an Ice Punch. He goes into Metagross to eat the Ice Punch, and it did a measly 11%. So obviously I'm not staying in. Go into my Scarm here to eat the Meteor Mash, and that does 30%. So that's obviously Choice Band. So I Protect here, I think. Oh no, I didn't. I Whirlwinded? Yeah, I Whirlwinded. And I got the Jolteon, which is not a bad pick for me. I don't mind that one bit. So I get to Protect Stall here. And I'm in the chat talking shit. Well, actually no. This turn took a bit longer than I remember. Cause I was thinking he could either he could Baton Pass on the Protect, and then it would be crazy for me, or he could Thunderbolt like I was predicting, and I got the prediction correct. But if he went for Baton Pass, it would have been kind of bad because he got a free shot pretty much with what you call it, with Metagross. So I was like, alright, if he does go for the Baton Pass, I'll just give up Scarm because it's pretty much done for at this point. Like, it did its job. So yeah, he went for the Thunderbolt. Alright, cool, got that play correct. And he went for the Baton Pass after predicting the switch, and he got that correct. So now he put me in a tough spot here, so I had no choice but to like go for the Roar, predicting a sub, or predicting he would go for sub. Worst case, I mean best case for me. So yeah, Jolteon fell, and I had to get some kind of pressure on this Tyranitar because otherwise it was gonna wreck me. And I figured I was faster because I gained lefties first. So chances are, I mean, I remember I gained lefties first from earlier, but chances are it wasn't a speed tie either way because no Tyranitar runs 170. I mean, they run it, but it's rare. 177 speed. Alright, so he predicts my Earthquake from my Salamence, goes to Scarm, and I switch out into Gengar because Gengar is always safe versus this new age Skarmory, bro. Like, it literally can't touch this. So he Whirlwinds my Gengar, and here he gets my Registeel, and I went for Hidden Power because I'm trying to mitigate his lefties. So why not do something, or the very least I can do while I'm in, right? So I went for the Hidden Power Steel. He keeps Whirlwinding, which is fair play to him. Here I'm not gonna leave my Salamence in, obviously, to get Toxic. And he didn't read that. He predicted the stain. But I went Gengar here, and he goes for the Protect to get some lefties. Here I go for Fire Punch because it's all around safe. If he goes to Tyranitar, it's gonna eat Fire Punch plus Toxic damage plus Spikes damage, and I'm running Brick Break, so it's like Fire Punch is safe. If he goes Salamence, I'm faster and I could Ice Punch. So yeah, Fire Punch was the play 100%. Hence why I'm like, bro, I think I'm in. Yo, I love my tactics. I'm not gonna lie. Like, whatever it takes. Pokemon is a game with so many variables, man. You have so many variables, especially I'm talking about online Pokemon. Like, you have the psychological game, you have the team building game, the in battle game, bro. All at once, just anything can be used to your advantage. And I just love it. That's why I love this goddamn game, bro. Anyway, so his Skarmory finally dies. And he goes into his Salamence. And he goes for the Dragon Claw here. Which is safe, I guess. He didn't want the Gengar to come in for free. Which is fair. But I go for the Rock Slide. Because I'm like, yeah. So he goes for Wish. Interesting. I'm not sure what the plan was there, to be honest. I know he wanted to get Jolteon healthy, but I'm not sure like what was the game plan. But yeah, anyways, so I think he was thinking Jolteon could sweep somehow. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah. His Jolteon gets healthy after this turn. And here I am talking shit. Talking about Tank. And of course you had Badass and Smurfer talking a whole bunch of crap as usual. Still my boys though. But yeah. I guess he didn't know that Registeel is a goddamn beast. And I would be eating up Thunderbolts for dinner all day. So get the fuck out with that, bro. I'm not sure. See, yeah, I guess that was his plan. Damn, I was expecting a lot more damage. Bro, this is the original big boss right here, bro. You don't damage nothing here, bro. You take what you can get and be thankful. I'm talking about a lot more damage, bro. What's wrong with you? Yo, and look at this guy trying to take credit. Like, yo, this fuck boy. Alright, so let me just give you guys a backstory to this team, right? So I built this team like 2-3 months ago. Yeah, I built this team 2-3 months ago, right? So the idea started with Registeel. After my observation of the current metagame, I was like, bro, Curse Registeel with Spikes destroys the metagame right now. Well, no, not Curse Registeel. Last Pokemon Curse Registeel fucking destroys. So I was like, all right, that is the play. So I ended up, after a good 4 hours or so, I came out with these 6 monsters. They had slightly different sets, but that was before I tested with this waste man right here, Smurfer. So I guess after we were testing for a bit, he was like, yo, damn, bro, George, this is a really nice team, bro. Blah, blah. I mean, to be fair, I got a bunch of decent ideas from him, because before I had Dragon Dance Salamence, I was running the Mixman set, and it wasn't as effective. So I was like, alright, you know what, fuck it, let me try him with Dragon Dance. Because he ended up stealing the team, and he used Dragon Dance Salamence instead. So I was like, yo, you know what, that looks pretty effective. Let me use that and see how it tests. And it's been doing pretty damn good. So I guess this is why he feels like he should be getting some credit. So if it makes you feel better, Mr. Smurfer, this is the credit that you're gonna get. Alright, bro? Alright, so yeah, moving on. Enough of that shenanigans. So here I just clean up, bring my Gengar, go for the Fire Punch, drop the Metagross, in comes Tyranitar, ready to feel these hands, to catch these hands. So yeah, I go for the break here. Doesn't quite one hit KO, but it does enough such that Salamence just comes in and finishes up with the earthquake. And that is good game, my friends, and that is the game. That is game 1, the end of game 1. And your boy Georgie's up 1-0. So let's jump into the next game.